Welcome to Cattle Connect, your insight into Alabama's beef cattle industry. I'm your host, Kayla Greer, and this is Cattle Connect, brought to you by the Alabama Cattlemen's Association. Welcome back to another episode of Cattle Connect podcast. I'm Kayla Greer.
And I'm Josie Jones.
And in case you haven't heard, October is Beef Month in Alabama. In fact, this year we are celebrating a milestone event. It is 60 years of October Beef Month in Alabama. It's a tradition that started in 1964. And to celebrate, like I said, this milestone, we took a little bit of an extra step to develop a promotional campaign that is worthy of such a milestone. And we're calling it 60 Savory Stops. And Josie, I don't know about you, but so far I am thrilled with how this campaign is going.
The results have been overwhelming. We launched this campaign right before October kicked off, and we've already had a reach of over 170,000 on Facebook and over 4,500 visits to that website page that we'll talk a little bit about.
4,500 website visits. That's so exciting.
We are very excited. We've been very happy with how this campaign has gone. And in addition to the actual statistics that we're able to see those numbers behind, we've had a lot of great feedback from consumers across Alabama. I've already spent a lot of time on the road this month celebrating and doing various beef promotion events and have had the opportunity to talk to many different consumers, both some of our producers and just people I see on the street about this campaign and the restaurants they've been able to visit. So been very happy to hear some of those testimonies and all of the different things that people are excited to try throughout the month across the state. But, and I'm going to be a little punny here because we all know I'm Josie and I like to do that. But before we put the steak before the cow.
Okay, yeah, that one was pretty bad.
Sorry, you're going to have to give me a pass. It is Beef Month.
It's Beef Month. It's fine.
Let's tell our folks listening today a little bit about where this 60 Savory Stops campaign originated and some of the contests it came from.
Yeah, so think back 10 years ago here at the Cattlemen's Association. It might have even been 11 years ago. But we started these social media contests that we've always hosted during October Beef Month. It might have been called the Alabama's Best Steak Contest. It might have been Bama's Best Beef. It might have been Bama's Best Burger. Nevertheless, over the course of the last decade, we have hosted some type of beef promotional contest during the month of October to highlight unique beef dishes that are being served up in Alabama independently owned local restaurants. And so when it came to 60 years of Savor and developing this 60 Savory Stops, what we said was, hey, instead of naming a new winner this year, let's take a look back on the contest and its history and go through all the lists and pull all of the finalists, all of the winners, and put them on a collaborative, collective list that we can highlight to celebrate 60 years. And so that's what we did. It took us about 2 months of preparation of not only pulling those restaurants from all of the archives, but finding the contact information and giving them a call and explaining what we're trying to do and getting them to jump on board with us. So Josie and I spent a lot of time preparing to launch this campaign, but what we have now is 60 awesome, independently owned, local Alabama beef restaurants that are serving up delicious beef dishes. And we have them in kind of a roadmap form where people can go and visit the website and decide where they want to go to get that restaurant experience and celebrate October Beef Month in Alabama.
Yes, it is a great way to not only kick off Beef Month, but keep those festivities going throughout the month. Anyone that has been involved with any of our October Beef Month festivities in the years past knows that we try and kind of diversify the different opportunities that we have. So even though the whole month is focused on beef, we try to really work hard to come up with different ways to reach different consumer groups. If you've listened to any of our podcasts about the Alabama Beef Checkoff program, you know that we have kind of our ideal demographic that we try and reach with a lot of our beef promotion and our beef campaigns, and that would be those household decision makers. So we talk about the moms with kids at home, we talk about the people that are choosing what to buy in the grocery store and what beef dishes to cook. And on the beef front, a lot of times that's who we're focused on. And this campaign takes a little bit of a different spin.
Yeah, it opens up to an entirely new audience.
Right. They're more than welcome to participate, our typical household decision makers, but we really wanted a campaign that could fit any Alabama consumer. Mm-hmm. And so this is a great opportunity for people who don't necessarily get as much time in the kitchen to cook with beef to still enjoy this product and those dishes. So we're looking at kind of a campaign where we can reach some of that more male demographic, you know, whether that's young people or some of our retired couples who maybe don't spend as much time at home cooking. And it also kind of builds an experience around this enjoying beef.
That's what I was going to say.
Particularly for October Beef Month.
Some people, you know, they don't go out to eat just because they don't feel like cooking at home that night. But some people just enjoy the eating out experience.
Right.
I'm personally one that falls in that group. You know, I love to cook, but I also love to go out to eat and try new dishes and see new places. And so I think that really speaks to this audience and developing that experience, and then just cap on the fact that it's October Beef Month. So getting to go out to eat at one of these restaurants that's on this roadmap is a celebration in and of itself, which creates kind of a double experience moment. And so that really just, it does cater to a whole different audience. Instead of us speaking to somebody who's looking on their phone at recipes and sending them to beefit'swhatsfordinner.com, which is what we traditionally and typically do, we are activating people to go out in their local communities and support local restaurants and eat delicious beef dishes that they didn't have to prepare themselves.
Exactly. And we talk about all of these different people that we're looking to reach with beef education. Another one that's reached through this are our restaurant owners, right?
Yeah.
So we talk about the consumers and the effect it has on them. But you mentioned a key point there. These are our local restaurants in our communities. So these are our neighbors and our friends that are running these places. And this is a good way to show them a bit of love during this time of year because they're trying to keep their businesses running and keep feeding their local consumers. So this is a great way for us to get some additional customers into their doors to enjoy these products and kind of get them in on the festivities. We know our restaurant owners are busy, so they're not always able to make it out to the different events. So this is a good way for us to bring consumers to them and kind of get them in and enjoying celebrating October Beef Month of this product that they sell all the time.
It's a couple hours before the football game. The only question is, what are you bringing to the tailgate? Classic beef cheeseburgers? Steak fajitas? Or maybe that beefy 7-layer dip everyone raves about? No matter what you bring, if it's beef, you're going to be the MVP. Together, we bring more. Rev up your crowd at beefit'swhatsfordinner.com. Funded by Beef Farmers and Ranchers.
Yeah, and they have really jumped on this campaign. A lot of them, when we first called, were like, yeah, why would I turn down this opportunity? And so we were thrilled with that. We were thrilled that they were willing to jump on board and just kind of trust us with advertising their business for them in October. But we've seen a lot of them kind of take it and run with it, whether that's them developing a cool dish in October that they can promote along with this campaign. And, oh, by the way, it's October Beef Month in Alabama. Check out this campaign, but also just come by. We're serving up a great beef dish that's unique to this month. Or maybe they're getting involved in local campaigns, like another restaurant that comes to mind is Meatballs down in Mobile. They're part of Mobtown Burger Week, which is something that we support here on the state level. Somebody like Big Mike Steakhouse, they have those unique beef dishes that they serve up on Friday nights as part of October Beef Month celebrations. You've got our friends down at Conestoga Steakhouse. They offer a member benefit for our association. So these restaurant owners are jumping on this campaign and activating in different ways. They're not only promoting the campaign itself, but getting involved in serving beef and in the association and in the beef promotion aspect of our program here on the state level. And so we've mentioned that this has a different audience and that it was formulated with doing something different in mind. And so with that, we've also activated in different ways.
We have.
Yeah, so we kicked off the month. We always kick off the month with an October is Beef Month in Alabama press release. We did that this year. We used the 60 Savory Stops campaign as kind of the spin on it. Instead of just saying October is Beef Month in Alabama, we said, hey, October is Beef Month in Alabama, and we have unveiled this super cool promotion called 60 Savory Stops to do it. That was far more popular than our traditional press releases have been, and it even got picked up by AL.com as a feature article, and it has gone really well on that platform. We've had a lot of website traffic driven directly from that press release, but we also sent it to partners like Alabama Tourism, to Alabama Restaurant and Hospitality Association, some of our different partners that could also jump on board and promote this campaign. And of course, we posted it on Facebook. That is, as Josie mentioned, has gone absolutely gangbusters. It has got a reach of over 170,000 people on Facebook, activating all the positive vibes, all the excitement, all the fun comments, people tagging saying, let's go.
Several road trips have been planned around this 60
in our
Savory
comment
Stops
section.
campaign in our comment section on our Facebook, which has been so enjoyable to watch. It's really bringing together families and friends to celebrate this month.
And just seeing the positivity, whether it's saying, hey, let's plan a trip and hit some of these restaurants, or maybe it's somebody going on to one of the restaurant individual posts and saying, hey, I love this restaurant. I love this dish. It's great. Just seeing all the positivity and the promotion, the organic promotion that's coming out of this from people who are seeing the campaign and are just excited about it. And that just gets us excited about it. So if you have seen this campaign on Facebook, then you know that it'll link out to a website landing page. That's bamabeef.org/60. And that's where all the restaurants are listed. So it's the restaurant and then the dish that was highlighted as part of our former contest. But of course, if you go to one of those restaurants, just get any beef dish. We don't care which one it is.
We'll let you decide, and let us know if you find another dish at one of these restaurants that you love as well. We would love to hear about that in that lovely comment section on our Facebook page.
That's right. And then, of course, we ran it in our magazine. So if you're a member of the Cattlemen's Association and you've gotten your October magazine in the mail, be sure to flip through that and find the roadmap, find the list on there. What else have we done, Josie?
Yes, so we have done a lot to share this with our producers because we want you to go and partake, but also this is a consumer-facing piece that we're really working on and getting all Alabamians out and enjoying beef. So we worked with several news organizations across the state in our very consumer-dense populations to make sure that we're reaching them. A couple ways that we have done this are our standard display ads. So that would be any time that you open a news website and you see an advertisement and you click on that, it would link you out to that website page that you were talking about just a second ago. And then also some news interviews as well. That's something that we pretty consistently do here at the association for anything going on. But the 60 Savory Stops has a more local feel because we're talking about local restaurants. And so there's been several opportunities for us to go and talk about this campaign and how it affects Alabama communities and even the restaurant owners. There have been several news companies that have gone out to these individual restaurants in their communities and done a feature piece on them or a newspaper article on them to share a little bit more about their role in this campaign and how locals can support them in this.
Yeah, so like we said, we sent out the statewide press release that was about the entire campaign, and here's the entire list. But then we sent it to, say, Luverne Journal, and then Luverne Journal turned around and picked it up and said, oh, look, Preston's restaurant is on that list.
Right.
And so instead of doing a thing about the entire campaign, their focus was Preston's restaurant. And they said, hey, Preston's is featured on this list that's out as part of October Beef Month celebrations that was designed by the Alabama Cattlemen's Association. So just really great local promotion for these restaurants. We're excited about it. We're excited to see how everybody's just picked it up and run with it. And something else that we've done that's kind of new this year, Josie, we have activated some of our social media influencers to go out and try these dishes and get people excited about them. We've got, of course, Kathy Adams Phillips. She's out there promoting 60 Savory Stops. She's always promoting local dishes and getting you excited about beef. But this year we actually brought on somebody that you all who are listening may know, Mr. Will Meadows from Houston County. He has gotten popular on TikTok through his platforms. And so we partnered with Will and we said, hey, will you go out and promote some of these restaurants on your TikTok, do some feature type content on these restaurants, speak with the owner, try the dish, let people know what it looks like, what it tastes like, what's your review of it. And he has been doing that. I think so far he's posted 4 different stops.
Yes.
And he is getting a lot of traction on that campaign. And so that's a new take on the contest promotion that we've never done before. Not that this is a contest, but this is our version sort of the contest this year. And so we're excited about having Will out and about. We've sent him across the entire state of Alabama to try a sampling of all the various dishes in various regions of the state. And so if you don't follow him, go find him on TikTok, on Facebook, on Instagram, on YouTube, and check out those videos. There's your little pitch to follow Will Meadows on TikTok if you don't already, and check out his videos. He's doing a great job reviewing these dishes and talking to those restaurant owners. Like Josie mentioned, there's this local element where these local media outlets are promoting their specific restaurant that's in their community, and Will is doing that kind of on a statewide level and getting to know a little bit more about the owner and the history of the restaurant and how the dish came to be. And so we are loving that traffic on the campaign itself.
Sale season has arrived. Check out the who, what, when, and where for cattle sales happening across Alabama by grabbing your most recent edition of the Alabama Cattleman magazine or at bamabeef.org/events.
So, Josie, how can people get involved?
Yes, so we have a lot of different ways that you can get involved, and the main one would be go to these restaurants, enjoy these dishes. This is a campaign that we really wanted to set up and let it run in a way that people can take part in it easily.
Yes.
So not everybody necessarily has the time to do something for the entire month, every single day of the month to celebrate Beef Month, but if it's something as easy as going to a local restaurant and eating some delicious beef, your family has to eat anyways, right? So why not do it in a way that's going to celebrate? And even while you're there, just take the time to mention to the people like, hey, I'm with the Alabama Cattlemen's Association. I'm a member of theirs. We appreciate you being a part of this and appreciate you serving beef. Just give them some encouraging words. A large part of what we do here at the association is work to develop strong relationships with all of our different people. So that's our consumers, that's our producers, and that's our influencers. And these restaurant owners are a great example of that. Having them be a part of these contests over the past several years and even things like the 60 Savory Stops gives us the opportunity to offer them more beef resources, whether that's some beef education, more promotional elements and different things like that. And it really gets our foot in the door to work with them on a more personal level because they recognize us. They know our names, they know who we're with, and they recognize the importance of these types of campaigns. We know that when people go to restaurants, if they order beef, they're more likely to order an appetizer. They're more likely to order a special drink or a dessert and those sorts of things. And so restaurant owners appreciate this product that we're growing, number one, because people love beef, but then also the other effects that it has on their company. And so being able to kind of develop that relationship further is really important. So if you go to enjoy one of these dishes, please mention that you're there for 60 Savory Stops. Let them know that you're a member of the association and you appreciate what they're doing, and let us know what you think of those dishes.
And let us know also at the end of the month how many of these restaurants that you were able to hit. Josie and I were reviewing the list before we hopped on here to record, and throughout the years I've been part of many of these contests and getting to go out and award finalist plaques or winner plaques or whatever it was we've been doing. So I've been able to hit 23 of these restaurants over the years. I've been to 2 so far during the month of October here in the Montgomery area, but we are looking at potentially maybe hosting a competition and see who can maybe visit all 60 in the course of a certain time period. We haven't worked out the details yet, but we had an idea thrown our way of like getting and promoting the concept of going to all 60 of these restaurants. Obviously, that would be hard to do in a month's time.
It would. That would be a lot of beef.
That is lunch and dinner for 30 straight days of beef. And so that might be asking a little much. However, if you do it, there's probably an incentive in it for you.
Please call us.
Yeah, please let us know if you decide to do that. But I think, too, Josie, over the years, as we've done these contests and we've had the Alabama Steak Trail before and all these winners that we've talked about on the restaurants, we get a lot of calls from people across the state. And obviously, we're the beef people here in the state of Alabama. And so they'll call and say, hey, we're looking for a recommendation for a restaurant. And that's hard for us to do as an association because obviously we want to promote everybody equally and fairly. And that's hard when you don't have a list, but now we have this resource that we hope can go on and live in perpetuity. It's not like we're going to pull the website down at the end of October. We might change it up a little bit, but we're going to keep this list out there. And so, yes, absolutely, hop on the train of promoting October Beef Month and celebrating October Beef Month by going to the 60 Savory Stops. But this is not going anywhere. We hope to continue to promote this list of restaurants, and maybe over the years it'll grow. Who knows? We might have 70 Savory Stops in 10 more years, Josie.
Never know. Stay tuned.
Might be easier now that we've made contact with the first 60, though,
This is true. This is true. Probably fewer phone calls would be required.
All right, you know what that sound means. It is time for our Cattle Connect Fast Facts, and this week we have one that's really timely, so listen up real quick, folks. We have released through our foundation our hurricane relief effort, and what we've done is we've collaborated with our friends at the North Carolina Cattlemen's Association, the Georgia Cattlemen's Association, and the Florida Cattlemen's Association, and in doing so, what we've learned is that the immediate need right now is fencing materials, and so our relief effort is focused on collecting those fencing materials, either the materials or a monetary donation. And so what you can do is you can go online to bamabeef.org/hurricane to learn more about how to donate either fencing materials or monetary donations. And what we're doing is if you want to donate the physical materials, what you can do is drop it at one of 4 drop points that we have identified across the state. Those are the Tennessee Valley Research and Extension Center, the Chilton Regional Research and Extension Center, Atmore Farmers Cooperative, and the Wiregrass Research and Extension Center. And so there's more information on there about the specific areas of need and how to donate money. Regardless of how it is you're able to donate, we are happy to assist you in that, and we are just continuing to pray for those who were in recovery efforts after Hurricane Helene and Hurricane Milton that just hit yesterday, actually. So please, we've gotten lots of questions about how we can help and how are we helping cattlemen, and this is how. Go to bamabeef.org/hurricane. We're accepting physical donations at those drop sites through next Wednesday, October 16th, or you can make a monetary donation.
We are praying for all of the families and the farms affected in the aftermath of these storms, and recognize that our state has received help from other organizations in other states over the years in similar situations. So we really encourage you to look at this and see how you can be a part of helping these families out.
Yeah, absolutely.
We've talked a lot today about beef promotion, and with it being October Beef Month, that's kind of the talk of the town around here. So I wanted to throw it back to a week ago. A week ago today, as of this airing, I was at Talladega getting ready for the race there, the Yellowwood 500 weekend. And I'm very excited to say that over the course of race weekend, we passed out over 5,500 steak samples to race fans.
Say it again, Josie. Say it again.
5,500 steak samples to race fans. It was insane. So I really just want to shout out our Clay County Cattlemen's Association, the Alabama Cattle Women's Association, and Mason Hills Farm for helping us make that happen in the midst of all the other things going on. And just want to say that we really had a lot of great feedback from our race fans. We know that they're loyal beef consumers, and they were very excited to celebrate with us, and heard a lot of great things from all of them of ways that they plan to celebrate for the rest of the month now that they know. So it was a really great way to kick off October Beef Month, especially 60 years.
Yeah, that's an awesome campaign, and super excited to hear the results of that. I know those race fans were excited to see some steak there on the infield.
We had a line all day, every day.
And hey, if these ideas that we've talked about today, the 60 Savory Stops campaign, the Talladega promotion, October Beef Month, whatever it may be, all of these ideas come to life at a meeting that we call the Alabama Beef Checkoff Task Force. That meeting is open to anybody who contributes to the Alabama Beef Checkoff, and if you have ever sold cattle in the state of Alabama, that means you. So we invite you to come, have a seat at the table, and come share some ideas. Give us your thoughts, give us your feedback. That meeting this year will be held on November 21st at 10 a.m. Here at the Alabama Cattlemen's Association building in downtown Montgomery. If you want to learn more, just give our office a call. But please, we invite you and your ideas to come to that meeting and tell us how you would like to see those checkoff dollars activated in 2025. If you like what we're doing, come tell us that. We need to know that as much as we need to know your new ideas. So please, again, that's November 21st at 10 a.m. here in downtown Montgomery. Come one, come all. If you are a cattle producer, you're invited to that meeting. Or if you touch the beef industry in any form or fashion, whether you own a grocery store, maybe you are an agri-science teacher or a FACS teacher. If you have ideas for how to promote beef in the state of Alabama, we want you there.
You never know. You could be the mastermind behind the next 60 Savory Stops, Talladega Super Speedway promotion, or any other beef promotion idea you have. So come one, come all. We're excited to see you.
Yes, and that is about all the time we have left for this week's Cattle Connect podcast. We hope you come back for more next week. And in the meantime, don't forget, October is Beef Month in Alabama. Go celebrate. Go visit our 60 Savory Stops. You can find those restaurants listed at bamabeef.org/60. That's 60.
Happy Beef Month.
Thanks for tuning in to this episode of Cattle Connect, brought to you by the Alabama Cattlemen's Association. Be sure to subscribe to get notified when our next episode goes live. And until next time, remember, beef, it's what's for dinner.